Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has told the world that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, lied about Christian genocide in Nigeria, insisting that there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. We're going to watch the video of him making that assertion. When we come back, I will refer him to a fellow senior lawyer like himself who has already written a report on the issue of genocide in Nigeria so that they can compare notes. And then we're going to look at the contradictions in the things that he said in the said interview so that we know who is right and who is wrong. Watch.
What are your initial views on what has become a major diplomatic tension as raised by Donald Trump's statement? When I read the statements credited to Mr. Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America, I wasn't in any way taken aback. So you're not surprised. No, he's a guy who has absolute contempt for Africans. That is the reason why he took on South Africa before Nigeria. Those Nigeria and South Africa are the two leading African countries. And so for him, we're either a shithole country or a disgraceful country or whatever. Now, I'm going to look at the problems from the human rights perspective, not a diplomat. And my own position is that Mr. Trump has lied to the whole world by alleging Christian genocide in Nigeria. So it's a lie without any evidence to back it up. Now, he said about 3,100 people Christians have been killed in Nigeria. It's unfortunate and nobody can support even the killing of a citizen of this country. But when you look at the narrative of Mr. Trump and match it with what is on ground, the killers, be it terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, armed robbers, and so on and so forth, or people we simply call gunmen, do not care about your religion. And many of them care about the ransom you are going to pay. So it's not about your religion. Now, in the Middle Belt, particularly Benue and Plateau states, where this narrative, this campaign had been persecuted for quite some time, those who are killing there are either killing to expropriate land or killing to feed their animals. When you have open grazing, instead of losing sleep.
That was Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria. He began that report by saying that he don't want to go into diplomatic issues, that he want to concentrate as a human rights lawyer. That is his base, human rights. But he contradicted himself. But first of all, he said that Donald Trump lied. He said that the figures that Donald Trump gave was not accurate. He lied to the world. And he gave a figure that Donald Trump gave in declaring Nigeria a country of particular concern. But he didn't provide alternative figure. Because when you say that the figure the person gave is not right, it's not accurate, the onus is on you to give the accurate data to counter the figure from that person. He didn't give any alternative numbers. In other words, he fell in that aspect of argument woefully. Now, he said that there is no genocide in Nigeria. I will refer him to recently revealed legal brief by the current national chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Joash. Ojo Amopetan, a senior advocate of Nigeria like him, who wrote a legal brief on genocide in Nigeria that was published in 2020, where he wrote a paper titled Genocide in Nigeria, the implication for international community. In that report, the current INEC chairman unequivocally declared that there is genocide in Nigeria and argued very strongly that the United Nations and the international community should intervene to sort out the problem. And on the issue of sovereignty, which is what is some of the things that are being argued right now, that Nigeria is a sovereign nation and that the US cannot come into our country to operate because we're a sovereign nation. In that paper presented by the current INEC chairman, which was published by the International Committee on Nigeria, a consortium of Nigerian and global advocates for human rights and religious freedom. That publication said that when you have to deal with the issue of genocide, that a country loses the right to claim sovereignty. The international community had the mandate. International law supersedes sovereignty in this case. That is somebody, he need to go and read that report. At least it's from a learned colleague, so that he can be able to argue with Professor Amopetan, the current INEC chairman, in the paper he presented in 2020, which he was categorical that genocide is going on in Nigeria. 2020 is how many years from today? Just 5 years ago. So that takes care of him on his angle of human rights. I have cited a colleague who is also into the human rights business, who is also a senior advocate of Nigeria and a professor of law for that matter, wrote a position paper that there is genocide in Nigeria. Now, another issue that Femi Falana brought up was that that Donald Trump is a guy who has absolute contempt for Africa. I don't know where he got that from. But the last time I checked, when Donald Trump was president of the United States in his first term, in 2018, when he challenged former President Muhammadu Buhari, when they met, and Trump also brought up this problem of Christian slaughtering in Nigeria. And even it was Buhari himself that narrated the story in January 2023, that Trump confronted him in a private meeting in Trump's office in the White House and asked him, why are you killing Christians? Does that show you a man who is contempt? If Christians in Nigeria, they are blacks, and this was in 2018. Christians in Nigeria, they are black. So if Trump has contempt for black people, why wouldn't he would have just allowed the blacks to kill themselves in Nigeria? Why would he bother to ask? Why would he bother to ask Buhari, say, why are you killing Christians? And Buhari, according to the narrative he gave to ministers, okay, during a retreat, he said he educated Trump on the herders farmers clashes in Nigeria, how it had been going on for years and all that. So if Trump is He has absolute contempt for Africans. Why would he care about asking Buhari about the lives of Christians in Nigeria? Because the Christians are blacks, they are not white, they are blacks. And when it was his administration that first classified Nigeria as a country of particular concern. And the people that made Trump to do that, they are blacks. At least in Nigeria, we don't have whites. If we have, maybe these are naturalized whites, naturalized Nigerians who are white, but basically everybody is black. So why did he impose CPC on Nigeria in 2020 if he has no regards for black people? He would have just said, let the blacks kill themselves off anyhow they like in Nigeria and in Africa. So that doesn't hold any water. These are the narrative that the Democratic Party and the lefts in America are always talking about. He's a racist. Trump is a racist. That's what they keep on saying. But those of us who know Trump, I know Trump for a long time, long before he became president. One of the quotes that I took from one of Trump's book in those days, Trump, there's a popular quote, I used to say it all the time, that time. He said that he who said that money can buy happiness don't know where to shop. That was a popular quote from one of the books of Donald Trump that I love so much that time, He who says that money can buy happiness don't know where to shop. And if you listen to rappers from Jay-Z to Tupac, they were rapping that they want to be like Trump. He has black friends, including Michael Jackson. Even when they accuse Michael Jackson of all the things they accuse him, he was one of the people that stood by Michael Jackson, insisting on his innocence. It's part of the book. I have a book on Amazon. Michael Jackson is innocent. You can go and check out that book. So the idea that he's a racist is just when he became a politician. That was when we began to hear the stories. We began to hear all these stories that Trump is a racist. He's a racist. But all these rap musicians, they wanted to be like Trump for years. He was an epitome of excellence. He was an epitome of achievement. Even Barack Obama wrote a paper when he was a law student talking about Trump. So, but that's by the way. So this idea that Trump is a racist, it doesn't. I don't understand. It kind of emanated when he became a politician. Okay, so that takes care of that. And then this Femi Falana went on to say that the killers, they don't discriminate based on religion. They kill everybody. What they care about is ransom. He said that is the situation. But he has forgotten that most of those who have been killed, who have been kidnapped, because they said he can go and Google it. He can go and Google. He should go and Google between imams and pastors and priests, how many have been kidnapped and how many came out alive, so that he can compare notes. Okay? And then he went on to threw himself under the bus when he said, but in Benue and Plateau, the killing there, that they are taking over the people's land, that those who are looking for land, that they are looking for land, and then they are looking for where to feed their cattle. Okay, so when you are killing people to take over their land and to feed your cattle, what does that mean? What is the definition of genocide? When a particular people are targeted because of their ethnicity, because of their religion. Because one, if these people are of the same stock with them, would they be killing them like that to take over their land? So he contradicted himself on that. And in any case, as I said earlier on, he should go and read Professor Joash Ojoamopetan's paper on genocide in Nigeria. That will clarify his doubt about whether there is genocide in Nigeria or not. But one of the things I found outstanding is that some of these people, they think they know better than Donald Trump. They think they have more information than Donald Trump or the Americans. America have embassy in Nigeria here. They follow what is going on in Nigeria. All they have to do is just look at the number of reportage of killings going on in Nigeria to know whether it is of a genocidal proportion or not. Even President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has been accused among those who use these same killings of Christians to take over power from Jonathan in 2015. So the idea that Femi Falana is saying that Trump is lying holds no water. Trump is not lying, and there are a lot of information available that Femi Falana could have cross-checked with before coming on television to come and say that Trump lied, say there is no genocide in Nigeria, that the killers they don't segregate, all they care is the ransom, really, and that in places like Plateau, what they want the land. So when you want the land, you wipe off the people, take the land, and then you say they want to graze their cattle. They wipe off the people to take their grass. Then you say nothing is happening. It doesn't add up. So, but like I keep saying, the solution is to ensure law and order. Live and let live. Let every Nigerian feel safe. Let the cattle grazer find solution to his grazing business. And let the states that have anti-open grazing law enforce it. And let the communities that have been displaced return back to their ancestral homes. That is the solution. If we have this solution in place, America don't have to come and educate us on what to do. It is just that we don't want to enforce law and order, indicating that Nigeria is turning to a fair state. It's only in a fair state that you have law. You have open grazing law, anti-open grazing laws in several states in Nigeria, but it is never enforced. Which concerned country does that? So many things are wrong with Nigeria. One of them is lack of rule of law, lack of regard for human life. Because if we have regard for human rights, have regards for rule of law, and we enforce our laws, there will be no need. Why is it that herdsmen are not making trouble in Ghana? Why are they not making trouble in Togo? Why are the farmers in Ghana not crying out? Why are the farmers in Benin not crying out? Because they enforce their laws. But here in Nigeria, we're playing politics. And this is where it has landed us. I don't know what to think about Femi Falana's position that there is no genocide in Nigeria, that Donald Trump lied to the world. But whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.